You're most welcome to SkillBridge Institute. We are still on project management. And right now, we are going to discuss about budget tracking and cost control. So on this one, we need to understand the following key definitions. Number one, budget tracking. If we're talking of budget tracking, this is monitoring expenses and comparing them to the planned budget in real time. So this is where you're trying to monitor how you're spending your budget. Another thing that we need to understand is cost control. So if we're talking of cost control, this is whereby you are trying to manage as well as you are trying to adjust the expenditure so that you always stay within your budget. So on this one, you are trying to adjust how you're spending and you're trying to control on how you're spending so that you're not going out of your budget. Importance of it are the following. The following are the importance. Number one, they ensure financial health. So if you are doing budget tracking and cost control, by the end of the day, they will have financial health in your project. Another one is that you are going to prevent budget overruns. So this one, you prevent the situation whereby you're still doing your project, but your budget is over and you need some extra money. So you not go into that particular situation. Another one, it improves decision making. So as you're tracking your budget and control costs, by the end of the day, you're going to be making good decisions, and as well as you'll be able to put resources in their designated tasks. Let's talk about steps for effective budget tracking. Step number one is set a baseline budget. So on that one, we can have the following example. You're having a certain project. Then you're going to say that my baseline budget for this particular project, it is $50,000. Step number two, you should use budget tracking tools. So you can have budget tracking tools such as softwares like Microsoft Project, Microsoft Excel, and other different platforms. The benefits of using budget tracking tools, it is real-time visualization as well as the rate. So because these things are written in those particular softwares, so they are able to give you a good visual picture on how you're spending your budget, and they're even able to give you the rates on what best you can do. Another step is track actual cost. So you need to track the actual cost. So on that one, you should record everything on how you're spending, including direct and indirect cost on your project. Another step is that you need to monitor cost variances. So on this one, what you should do is that you should be able to subtract the planned from the actual amount of money. So for example, you plan that you are going to spend $5,000, but your actual amount that has been spent, it is $6,000. That means the variance there, it is $1,000. That difference, when you subtract the two, that is the cost variance. Another step is report regularly. So on this one, you should make sure that you are scheduling meetings with your stakeholders so that they are updated on how your budget is performing. Let's talk about cost control techniques. Number one, we have got variance analysis. So on variance analysis, on this one, you are identifying the difference on planned and the actual what? And actual cost. So on that one, you are dealing with those particular differences between the planned and the actual cost. So on that one, I've got this particular example. Let's say there is an over budget of material cost. So you have gone to the market and you have found that the prices of the most crucial items for your project have gone up. What you can simply do is that you can look at those areas which are not crucial in your project and take some financial size in those areas and place them in those crucial areas so that you can be able to stay within your budget. Another one is end value management. So on end value management, we need to understand the following. We need to understand number one, that is cost variance. So if we're talking of cost variance, that is the measure of financial performance. So it measures financial performance. Then we have got schedule variance. This one measures time performance. So we have the following example. We have got an end value of $30,000. If we're talking of the end value, this one, it is the budget of the work that has been completed. From there, we have got the actual value of $35,000. So actual value, that is the real amount of money that has been spent on the work that has been completed. From there, we have got the planned value of $40,000. Planned value, this one is the budget of the work that was planned to be done for a particular project. So for us to find cost variance or a measure of financial performance, we simply subtract end value from actual value. So, for example, that is $30,000 minus $35,000, and the answer is minus $5,000. That means we have over budgeted because it is negative, minus $5,000. That means there was an over budget. From there, we have got schedule variance. So schedule variance is found by subtracting end value minus planned value. $30,000 minus $40,000. And the answer it is minus $10,000. So that answer is telling us that the project is behind its schedule. Let's talk about advanced cost control techniques. So on that one, we need to understand first it is cost forecasting. So this is where we are trying to predict the future cost basing on current spendings. So for example, every week things on the market are increasing by 10%. That means if you are having a project in 6 months' time, you can be able to predict the cost of that particular project basing on the trends which are happening today. Another one, it is implementing cost control. So on implementing cost control, you need to prioritize critical tasks. So those critical tasks must be prioritized. Another one, you should limit scope creep. Those work which are coming in, but you did not plan for them, make sure that you limit those ones. Another one, you should negotiate contract for savings. Let's say you have given somebody a contract to be supplying you some materials. So what you can do is say, because I've given you a contract, you need to reduce the price. So that one will help you to make sure that your budget stays in good shape. Another one, it is resource reallocation. So resource reallocation, that is number 3. So on that one, you are trying to shift resources to areas facing overlands. So each and every task has got its own budget. So you find that in some areas there is need for some extra money. So what you can do, you can just try to check in other areas which are not so crucial. So you can be taking finances from there and place those finances in those areas which seem to be very crucial. Let's talk about best practices for budget tracking and cost control. Number 1, involve all stakeholders to ensure accountability. The other thing is you need to automate reporting for real-time insight. So you need to automate reporting. Make sure that you are automatically reporting to the stakeholders if anything happens. Whether you be using automated emails or whatever means you can be using. Another one is that you need to use tracking key performance indicators. So on that one, you can use cost variances that measures financial performance. Or you can be using things like bent rate. So bent rate, that one measures on how you're spending the rate at which you are spending your budget. So that one, bent rate, talks about the rate at which you're spending your budget. From there, you are talking of cost performance index. So cost performance index, that talks about the efficiency at which you're spending your budget. Another one, it is review contracts and invoices for accuracy. So make sure that you are reviewing all the contracts as well as the invoice on your project. The other one, you need to monitor risks and use contingency reserve effectively. So monitor, as you are doing a project, monitor the possible risks and use contingency effectively so that it should help you in that time of dire need. Let's talk about challenges and solutions. So I've got a challenge of unforeseeable expenses where you didn't expect that you are going to overspend, but you have overspent. So solution to that one, you need to build a flexible and risk funding into the project. So you need to build the flexibility. So you should be flexible in the sense that you can be able to take funds from one area and put them in another area. And at the same time, you need to build a risk fund. So a risk fund will help you in this particular time of unforeseeable expenses. Another challenge, it is poor record keeping. So on poor record keeping, you should use automated tools for expense tracking. Automated tools can be example of Microsoft project. So they are going to help you so much. Another challenge is stakeholders resistance. So on that one, you should make sure that you provide justification for whatever you're doing. Well, let's say you are proposing something, but the stakeholders are resisting. So on that one, you can deal with it by making sure that you are sitting down with your stakeholders and give them facts so that they can be convinced with whatever you're doing. You as a project manager, you're most welcome. Thank you so much.